Recording in progress. Hi team. Okay, before we get started and dive into our voices and our throat chakras and all that kind of fun stuff tonight, we are going to show some team pages and some swag. So Jess and Lucretia and Janice just opened up their team shop. Okay, hold on, let me open it. Can I show this? Can you see this? Can you see the shop?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at it. I love it. And so the cool thing is, so when you click on it, it shows you all the different color options.
We have a different logo. Click on the little middle one. Click on them.
I love it. I love it. I want that one. Can I have that one?
Yep.
I love that one. Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I would like it on this one, please. Thank you very much.
This is where I would like it. Thanks.
Right here. That's so pretty. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so excited for you. We're just gonna go shopping on their team shop now. I love it. I love it. I have to find ours so we can show ours too. So cute. I'm so excited for you guys. Yay! I'm pumped. Okay, let's see. What? Holly? We missed you.
Usually that's Kara.
I like how our team is like, it stands out because it's not capitalized. Here's ours. So we have all the logos and they're going to be adding Be Bold as well. They haven't added that one yet. But yeah, so how it works, you guys, is whatever you want. Like, let's say you wanted a crop. So you would click on the crop. You would click the color you want and you would add the color to the cart. And then when you go to the cart, you just select whatever logo you want. So there's all kinds of different logos that you have here. And then in the message to sender, like let's say I wanted this guy. Well, I did this guy, but I did the Empowerment Project logo. So I'm just gonna do this. Let's say that color, military green, add to cart. And then in here, in your message to sender, that's where you just specify what logo you want in there. And that's how you do it. Cool. I'm so excited for you guys. Are you so pumped? I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited.
So he says to me, he says, do you want me to like do a cart for you if you want to buy something right now? I'm like, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All of the things.
I know. But you know what's really cool about merchandise is it's 100% deductible for your business because it's marketing, and any marketing tools that you create is 100% deductible. So at least in Canada, Lucretia, don't quote me for the States. I don't know how y'all work. I don't know. But here in Canada, you can claim it. You can claim all of it.
I think you can.
I don't either.
I think you can claim
it. All right, so we are going to chat a little bit tonight about the expectations that we put on ourselves to please other people and the lines that we put ourselves in to make other people happy, and what it means to really step into who we are and use our voices and share that authentically, and how you can use that to then talk to your people on social media and have people really connect with who you are, what you're walking through in this stage of life, what you stand for, and like what your integrity is around, right? And I think, you know, all of you guys do a really great job of posting and sharing. Words are hard. Of posting and sharing your journey and sharing that authentically with people. But one that like pops out of my mind is what Kara's stepped out of her comfort zone and started to do this year. And if you follow Kara, you know what I'm talking about. I know you know it. Wasn't going to call you out tonight, so she's probably super mortified that I'm even calling her out on our team call right now. But Kara was always terrified to like share who she was and share authentically and use her voice and be honest and real about what she's walking through and how that makes her feel. And this year, she's totally stepped outside of her comfort zone and started to do that. And what's happening now, because she's doing it consistently and sharing consistently and talking to her people on reels and stories and posts, people are coming to her and they're like, I connect with you because you're walking through what I'm walking through right now. And that's everything, right? That's a really cool gift of what we get to do as coaches, is we get to help people walk through their stage of life, and we give them permission to feel how they feel. And we give them permission to not be okay, or to talk through what they need to talk through, or to show up for themselves, even when it's really hard to do that. But sometimes that means that we have to bear the weight of, like, until we're comfortable doing that, until we're comfortable sharing who we are and sharing our truth and sharing who we are authentically, we bear the weight of the decision to make everybody else comfortable, right? And if you do that over and over and over again, that feels really heavy. That's a lot. That's a lot for you to bear. If you're so consumed by what other people are going to think of you, if you're so consumed by what Sally down the street is saying, or what your best friend is saying, or what your aunt or uncle is saying, it's like you're silencing yourself over and over and over again, right? And if you imagine like putting like tape over your mouth, that's how I felt. You all know my story. I grew up with someone who literally, like, I wasn't allowed to have a voice ever. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. I wasn't allowed to have a voice. And if I did, there was significant backlash from that. And that's just a pattern that you learn over and over again. I learned over and over again to sacrifice my own feelings and to sacrifice my self-care and to sacrifice my own needs for everybody else. And I really truly believe that if it wasn't for coaching, I probably would never have started therapy. I probably would still be the version of myself who put everybody else's needs before my own. And that's my driver now, you guys, because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to bear the weight to make everybody else feel comfortable. And it was debilitating. Like I felt like I was drowning and I couldn't breathe and I couldn't. Okay, you're gonna think I'm totally crazy, but throat chakras, okay? Kim and Jamie talked about throat chakras on their last podcast, and it is a thing. I used to get strep throat 3, 4, 5 times a year, pneumonia at least twice a year. And there's a correlation between how much you're speaking your mind and sharing who you are and speaking up about the things that matter to you and putting boundaries in place, and you getting sick. And not just getting sick, but getting sick with throat infections or respiratory infections. There's research on it. And I've noticed over these last 2 years where I've really started to dig into therapy, and I've really started to share vulnerably on social media and share who I am and not feel caged by the reactions of others and not feel silenced over the reactions of others or hurting other people's feelings. Showing up as who I am. I have not had strep throat or pneumonia in 2 years. That's huge. Yes, we've been home more, but like I work in the hospital. I'm around sick people all the time. It's huge. There's a huge correlation with that. But until we're ready to do that, it's like you have a whole other person that you're carrying, right? Like you're basically bearing the weight of others' expectations so that we can make them feel comfortable. We're not worried about how comfortable we feel. How do we feel in that? It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good for me to carry all that weight. It didn't feel good for me to feel censored and feel caged and feel silenced. And sometimes it's totally unconscious until we get to the point in our personal growth journey where we're like, shit, like I want to start sharing that. And then you're like, ooh, what will my mom say? Or ooh, what will my sister say? You have to get to the point where you're like, if I can share how I feel respectfully, fuck everybody else. I know that sounds terrible, but it is. You have to share who you are and give yourself the permission to share who you are. If it's about someone else and it's their truth and their story that they're walking in, you shouldn't be sharing that, right? And the same thing for your kids. If your kids are older, they deserve a right to have consent about what you share on social media about them, 100%. And same for your spouse. But when it comes to you and your journey and who you are, that is all you, and you and only you get to decide how much you share. And no one else should make that decision for you. And the really beautiful thing is when you start doing that, and when you do that scary thing and you start to share more vulnerably and boldly about who you are, whew, the connections you make and the people you connect with and the impact that I have like full body chills, you guys. There are so many women that I never would have connected with if it wasn't for this and doing those things. Oftentimes, and I this is still something that I struggle with, and I would like to see a show of hands. How many of you minimize your joy or minimize your success to meet the tone of everyone else's in the room? Right? Let that sink in a little. Like, that just gave me chills. Pam, I gotta turn my camera on for this. Yes, right? Stop that. If we look at this like a sports game, if you're into sports, if you are a person who is like maybe a volleyball player or a soccer player or whatever, players don't do that. Players in their life, players who are playing their life and an active role in their life, they don't do that shit. They don't minimize their success. They don't minimize their joy. They definitely don't minimize themselves to meet the room. They become the room, right? Oh, I'm gonna mute you because I can hear your car. It's okay. I have squirrel brain, I get distracted. Players don't do that. So give yourself permission to be a player in your own life. Decide that you aren't going to minimize your success, minimize your joy, even though it's really hard not to in the moment, right? Who here's played small? Who's made the safe choice because they didn't want to stand out, they didn't want to rock the boat, they didn't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. Right. This is your permission to stop that shit. Sorry, Pam, if your kids are awake and I'm swearing and F-bombing. Okay. Sorry. I feel like we need
to be
earmuffs when we
honest,
come on this
once she heard the first one, I turned her off.
I need like a censor. I need like Natasha Day is now speaking. Please censor your children.
She's used to it. It's fine.
Okay. But this is like, use this as your permission to stop playing small. And maybe for you, that becomes part of your morning routine. And maybe that's the stuff that you're visualizing. Maybe you literally visualize yourself doing the Superman pose every day, or do the Superman pose. Do you know the Superman pose? Hands on your hips, feet wide apart, stand in front of the mirror and stare at yourself. It's going to feel super weird and awkward at first, but I promise you it makes a really big difference. There are lots of examples of where we decide not to put ourselves in the game, right? Where we've already made up our mind that we're going to fail at something. Who's done that? Right? Who said that's going to be too hard? I don't have enough time. I'm not good enough at that. My voice doesn't matter. I don't write posts well enough. I don't do reels well enough. Blah, 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 blah. Stop taking yourself out of the game. You're doing that because it's like a self-preserving strategy, right? It is scary as shit to put yourself out there and to be vulnerable and to take a step and be bold and say, no, I want to build this business. I want to help other women. I want to serve women and make them feel amazing. That's a gift. And for the longest time, when people would say, oh yeah, you're coaching, I'm like, yeah, like I'm doing it part-time on the side. Every time, you guys, I would minimize what we do all the time. Oh, I'm just coaching. Fuck that, I am coaching. I am helping serve other women. We get to help women feel amazing. We give them the tools to completely change their life if they choose to do that. That shit is not small, and we have to stop playing like it's small. right? It's not just with coaching, but it's with our careers. We play small all the time. We play small with our decisions, with education, with school, with our business, all of it. And I think as women, we are kind of taught to play small from a very young age. We learn how to cage ourselves from very young. No more cages. As adults, I feel like we always wait for the next best thing, right? Okay, cool. I can't do this yet, but I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for this time. I'm going to wait for this person. I'm going to wait for this moment. But we have to stop waiting for other people to bring us what we want. Stop waiting for other people to bring you what you want. Make that shit yourself. Create it yourself. Create what you want. Create your life. Create your vision. Create how you want to feel right now. Stop waiting for that perfect person to show up in your life, or the perfect circumstances, or anything. Use who you are right now, your voice, your story, the things you've walked through in this life to create what you want. And if you don't want to go after big things, that's okay, but I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you and say, do you not want to go after big things, or are you just holding yourself back from going after big things because you're afraid of failing? What we decide to do and what we decide to show up for in this life, it is never failing if you are showing up and you are trying and you are learning and you are growing. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's hard, but you're never failing at it. The only way you fail is if you decide that you just stop and you don't stand back up, you don't keep going, you don't rise. That's the failing part. The learning, the stumbling, the falling on your face, all that stuff is normal. And it just means that you're growing and you're becoming the person that you need to be to achieve the things that you say that you want. Right? So often what I do, I like to do this on Sundays. I do a little bit of reflection on the week. I take a look at my content, my social media. I take a look at the value that I'm sharing with people. I take a look at how I've prioritized my own self and my own wellness, how I've prioritized my community and showing up in there. And I ask myself, would I start myself? Would I put myself on the starting line? Would I put myself in the game? Would I hire me? Would I want to be on my team? Would I want to be my client today? That's how I make sure that my compass is exactly where it needs to be. And I ask myself that once a week, and it helps me refocus. And I reanalyze and I look at my social media. Okay, where do I want to grow to? Where do I want to grow this week? Was I talking to my people? Was I talking to my niche? Did I get vulnerable this week? And you know what? There are weeks where I'm feeling overwhelmed and there's too much going on and I'm feeling emotionally exhausted with work, that I may not get as vulnerable that week, and that's okay. But the really cool thing is that I get to choose how I show up that next week. And there's no shame, there's no guilt, there's no I failed, there's no I'm a shitty coach. There's none of that talk, right? It's just, how can I learn from what I did last week and show up as the better version of myself next week? How can I serve my people better next week? How can I serve my team better next week? How can I serve my family better? Shit, how can I serve myself better next week? Right? Because how you choose to like what you choose to do in that moment, in that real self-reflection, that's how you achieve the things that you want. That's how you achieve the vision that you want. That's who you become. That's how you become the version of you that achieves the things that you say that you want. So how are you moving the needle each day? Right? How are you moving that needle forward, closer to the person that you're trying to be? It really all comes down to belief. It comes down to belief. It comes down to using your voice. Because I believe that if you are here, especially on our team works, I feel like our team is different than a lot of other teams. There's a reason why you're here. And we are meant to share who we are. There's a reason. We're meant to share who we are. We're meant to share our voices. We're meant to share our stories, because the ripple effect of what we do impacts so many people globally. And sometimes that can be a little intimidating, but it does. If you just help one person in each day feel like they're a little bit less alone and that they can do this, that shit is everything, right? That is everything. But you need to feel where you want to go. You need to, just the same way with our vision and our personal growth and our morning routine, it's sitting with our knowing, right? Sitting with ourselves and really figuring out who we are. And it's the same thing with moving the needle. How do you want to feel? And are you moving your needle closer to that? And here's where I'm going to hold up that loving mirror. Your goals, the version of you, the vision of you that you are chasing, does not care whether or not you had a hard day, right? There's no other employee that's going to pick up the pieces for you and do the work. You are your employees, you are your business, you are your brand. Your goals don't care if it's been a hard day. And if you look at sports, for example, like players who are players and like in the game, they play with broken limbs. They play with torn ligaments. I'm not saying tear your ligaments and keep working out. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay? Please don't do that. But what I'm saying is that if you make the decision to say, I'm here, I'm showing up, I want this, I'm going after XYZ, then you need to go after XYZ even on the hard days. And you can choose to say, well, the universe is like throwing me shit balls right now. Or you can choose to say, it's just allowing me the opportunity to practice the things that I say that I want. I say I want that. Here's your hand. Let's see it. Right? Because it's not easy all the time. And maybe you're moving the needle forward 5% that day. Maybe instead of doing nothing, you're connecting with 5 women who liked your post. You're still moving the needle forward. It doesn't have to be all or nothing every single day. But you need to show up for the things that you say that you want. Because when you do that, you align yourself with the energy that attracts people to you, right? I really truly believe in energy. And if you don't, you're going to think I'm totally crazy, and that's fine. But I believe in energy, and people are attracted to energy. They're attracted to how you make them feel. They're attracted to being a part of something, right? So that means showing up and being honest, even on the shit days. It means showing up for you and showing up for other people and being honest about that and sharing that. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense at all, but I feel like I'm making sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm just here, like I'm just off on a tangent today, but this is what I want you to think about is just, it's not about being perfect every single day, because that's not realistic. But if you have a dream, if you have a big ass goal, you have to take massive action. And you have to be prepared to maybe watch a little bit of Netflix, less Netflix than you had wanted to, right? I sometimes will watch I'll have Netflix on in the background and I'll still be working. So that way I can still spend time with Rich, but I mean, he's on his phone anyway. And we're together, but I'm still moving the needle forward, right? It needs to be met with a step, a movement. Look at what you do for your fitness. Look at how much commitment you have for your fitness. Are you meeting your business goals with that same level of commitment? Are you setting the same standards for your mindset work that you are with your fitness, for your clients, for your business? Are you fueling your vision, or are you fueling your to-do list? Right. And I think for me, that's a big one. I really try to ground myself, because if I feel like, if I look at my list of vitals every day, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to check this off, I got to check this off, I got to check this off, I'm losing the point there. It's not about checking off your checklist. It's about connecting with women and really, really helping them and meeting them where they're at. right? Vision, having a place that you want to go is amazing. It is a huge proponent of propelling your business forward. But it's not the action, right? You need the vision, but you also need the work ethic, and you need the action and the steps and moving the needle forward every day to get you to where you want to be. So what I'd like to do, because we're halfway through the year, we're going to probably do next week a vision call, and we're going to walk through another vision call. We usually do them at the beginning of the year. We're going to do another one because it's important, and your vision might change throughout the year. Mine does. I tweak some things, I add some things, I remove some things, but we're going to walk through another vision casting call next week. Because when you visualize, I need you to be specific, right? Like when I visualize in the morning, so one of the things I visualize is I need to live on the ocean. I don't care what ocean. I don't really care. As long as there's a beach and there's a water, that's all I care about. But I literally visualize what our house will look like. I visualize the color, I visualize the bathroom, I visualize the view, I visualize what our kitchen looks like. You need to be as specific as possible. Your goals, though, your goals are what get you to that vision. So yes, you need a really specific vision, but how you get there is by your goals. And how you get to your goals is by taking that action. In order to achieve the things that you want to achieve, you yourself have to blow your own mind. You have to blow your own lid and your own ceiling off of your standards, right? Okay. Here's what I want us to do. I want us to write down one insecurity, one disconnect, one thing that you feel you hold yourself back from sharing. And then I'm going to ask whoever feels brave enough to share that with us. So I'll put a song on, take a minute. What do you feel you still hold yourself back from sharing, that you're censoring yourself on? Play. Oh, I can't play a song. Sorry, guys. You have to listen to me talk because I'm recording. If I try to put this on YouTube and then it has a song playing, YouTube's gonna be like, nope, sorry, copyright, and then it's gonna take down the video. So no song for you.
Can you mention them again, what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah. So I want you to list at least one thing that you feel you still censor yourself on. Something you hold yourself back from sharing. Something that you fear will hurt someone else's feelings. Something you fear will make someone else feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. One more minute, you guys. Okay. So much more awkward without music. Just saying. Damn YouTube. Okay, who's gonna be brave? Who's gonna be brave? Share.
I
Y'all
can
know
go, I don't mind.
You're awkward. You're amazing.
go.
Thanks, Jess.
I'll go.
Go.
Listen,
Go. Listen.
all in, right? So just the things that I don't, all of the things.
I love all the things.
So
love all the
I
things.
still don't share about, or as much as I probably should about like the struggles with mental health and my miscarriages and infertility issues. Like I don't share at all. And I honestly don't share at all that I coach. Like if you read through
Right.
my posts, there's like nothing about it.
Right.
And what I realized is that I don't share anything on Facebook. Like nothing that I say on Instagram, I say on Facebook because my family, my friends are on Facebook and I don't want them to be judgy.
So here's what I'm going to tell you about that.
You're going to bug me in a minute.
Oh, I am.
I know.
But you love me, so that's okay. The people who are your biggest naysayers, the people who judge you, the people who, and this is not just to you, Jess, to everybody, the people who judge you are the people who are seeing what you're doing and know that they should be doing the same thing for themselves, but they're too embarrassed. And oftentimes those people who are your biggest critics and your biggest naysayers end up becoming your biggest cheerleaders if they are your people and if they deserve your time and deserve your energy. And sometimes through this process, you need to develop boundaries for some people. So the really cool thing on Facebook, it sucks because it doesn't make your stuff public. It makes some stuff hidden or just for your friends, but you can actually change the privacy. So this is what I had to do at the beginning with my mom, because I had to put that boundary up and I couldn't let her, I couldn't let her see some of my posts. So I actually on Facebook, you can remove people from your post. So let's say, so I'm posting on Facebook under where it says public. If I click public, I can say friends accept.
Right.
So when I click on friends accept, I can remove people that I don't want to see that I don't want them to see that post. And maybe that's what you need to do at the beginning on Facebook. And still until you start to, start giving a shit less, right? But here's the thing, Jess, you tell me that you want big things and you are so massively capable of big things, but you're never going to get there until you overcome the things that you're censoring yourself on. And it was the same thing for me. I had to decide that I was done censoring myself for other people, because then you're not living your life, you're living someone else's life. You're living your life for somebody else, and that shit is stupid.
Do you want to know how stupid it is? Like, it's just really stupid because honestly, like, if I look back on my life, I'm going to be really like deep right now. If I look back on it, like I've gone through a lot of shit. Like I've gone through a lot of shit. And the people who are, well, besides my husband, because he goes through it with me. But the people who know me the most, the best, don't know half of it.
Right.
Like none of them know that I've had miscarriages. None of them, people just assume I don't want to have children. So
Right.
they ask, like, so I don't know. Like it's just dumb. What are they
It's
going to
not
say?
dumb,
No, but what are they
it's
going to say?
trauma.
What does it matter?
but to be fair, it's trauma and you haven't unpacked that trauma yet, and that's okay. But and I think, to be fair, for the people who are closest to you, if they don't know that's happened to you first, I'd probably give them a heads up before you start posting about it, if you decide to start posting.
Hey, mom.
Well, I mean, hey, if it's not your mom, that's okay. But
I
I'm
haven't
saying
told
you're
my
like your
mom.
bestie.
My mom doesn't know because my mom is not my biggest supporter. So
I hear ya. I hear you on that. My mom is not privy to all my information. She is privy to the information that I choose to give her, but there are some serious boundaries up there. And I don't share a lot of my personal information with her because I can't trust her with that personal information. She hasn't earned that trust. But I've also had 4 years of intense therapy, and I'm actually there. Yeah, I'm there now. I'm able to say that out loud and decide she doesn't earn that privilege. It's a privilege to know what's happening in my life. That's not a given right just because you birthed me. She believes that. She believes that just because she birthed me, she gets free reign on whatever information she wants. But I get to choose.
Mom too.
I
Or
get
she'll
to
cry.
choose.
She'll cry. You don't
Right.
trust me. Shut up.
Right. But that's manipulation,
Right.
right? That's like hardcore manipulation. And if you grew up with a narcissist, like it sounds like she is, mine is too, slightly borderline. I've basically I've labeled my mom. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's really a powerful thing when you decide to say, you know what, I am done living for other people. And when you choose to share that side of you and those versions of you, it is so, I have like full body chills. It is so powerful because then you give other women permission to not feel alone and not feel embarrassed or shamed or anything, especially around fertility. I think as women, like, man, I know I did. I felt like, because I mean, I struggled with fertility as well. It took us a long time with Nora, and I can't have more children. Well, I mean, I might be able to, but I could die. So there's that, so, but I felt like less of a woman.
There's a weird
and
shame.
nobody talked about it.
There's a weird shame. I feel shame
Yes.
for some reason
Yes.
when I shouldn't.
Absolutely.
Not my fault.
But but when we share and when we talk about it and when we post that shit on social media, it takes some of the shame away for other people and ourselves. Because when I started sharing about that and actually sharing my truth and being open and vulnerable about who I was, it was actually like I was able to release it. I was able to finally start getting it out of my body. And then it didn't have the same impact on me anymore. Right. And maybe it's not a bearing your entire self all at once and it's baby steps. But I promise you, when you start to do that, when you start to share more bits and pieces of you, you will connect with your people and your business will explode 100%. But you have to make that choice. It's like it's the post I posted today or yesterday. It's hard either way. But you get to choose what hard you want to live with. It's either hard staying exactly where you are, feeling exactly how you feel every day, or it's hard to make change and it's hard to put yourself out there and it's hard to be vulnerable. But then you grow through that shit and you become a completely different version of yourself, and you will surprise yourself on what and who you become when you decide to do that. The coaching thing, you need to start sharing about that.
I don't know why I don't.
Well, and the reason why it's important to start sharing about that is that when people watch your stories, they probably just think that you're on your own journey and they get inspired by you and that you're doing Beachbody. So like, sweet, I'm going to hop on Beachbody's website and I'm going to go buy it myself. So they bypass you altogether.
It happened
They don't know that
the other day.
Right. Yeah. So that's your job. I want you to start incorporating bits and pieces of the list that you wrote down in your post this week.
I should probably start posting.
Yeah. Daily posts. It's like what we just talked about this on our new coach call. If you want people to trust you with their journey, they need to see you showing up for yours. And that means posting. Your social media is your storefront. If you're not posting, your business is not open. Simple. Okay, who else is sharing? I love this.
Guys she'll wait all night. So
I will. If you're brand new,
no, she will.
I won't pick on you. I'm sorry. Because we have Brittany and Pascal here and they're brand new to the team. Can we say hello to them? Because it's very exciting. I won't pick on you guys tonight, but I'm going to pick on the rest of them.
Don't pick on Kara because her internet sucks. Thanks.
I will pick on whoever I damn well choose, Jessica. And we have chat. She could type in the chat. Oh, y'all are testing me. You don't grow unless you get out of your comfort zone, right? And if you can't get outside of your comfort zone with our team, how are you going to get outside of your comfort zone on social media?
She'll wait forever.
I will. We have another 13.
I've experienced it. She'll wait forever.
Hello, beautiful. Hi, are you okay?
Retirement. My amazing co-teacher, she's just like the most amazing woman in the world. And I've just been bawling for like 2 hours. So.
Welcome.
Thank you. But guys, like I just have to I blew her away. I bought her a star. I named a star after her.
Oh,
like a real star?
Yep. I have a certificate and everything, and I said for all of the like in the sky. And I said, you had so many shining stars that you poured into and shied upon, and now when they look up, all your students look up into the sky. They'll always have a Mrs. Panetta smiling down and shining down on. So, I won. No,
I won. Best gift giver.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. So it was a good night.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad it was happy tears and not like.
Yeah, no, sorry. I
tears.
Literally unclicked one Zoom and came into here. So
we're awkwardly waiting for people to share.
Yeah.
We
had an epic team call.
And was like, what do we share? Go share.
Their task was to write down things that they feel they still censor themselves on, or what you still censor yourself on, what you aren't sharing, a piece of you, your truth, something that you're afraid of either hurting other people's feelings or what people are going to say about you. Then I picked on Jess because she shared all of hers and I gave her a job to do for the rest of the week. And now I'm waiting for someone else to uncensor themselves. And the thing is if you're uncomfortable sharing with our team, it's going to be really hard to share that on social media. Oh, I see Lucretia here. Hold on, Lucretia. I think you're sending them directly to me. That's why the team can't see it.
That's a good one. Jeez. Okay, let me just.
I know.
Give me a
right?
second. Shit.
Okay, here's Lucretia's. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what she wrote, but it's very funny. I'm going to leave that part out. Not sharing how I'm a caregiver. Okay, not sharing as much about my hysterectomy. I had no idea you had a hysterectomy. Not being as open about my faith in God, and that's important to me. Not having the phone with me to share all the things. Sometimes I don't think about it all the time. Yeah, so I think, and I would challenge you to dig a little bit deeper to figure out why is it that you don't share that. And I have a suspicion that in terms of the caregiver side of things, you probably don't want to embarrass your parents, is my guess. And maybe you're afraid of how that's going to make them feel. But there is a real need for people to voice caregiver burnout because that's a real fucking thing, y'all. And often, I mean, that's for people who are married to spouses who have significant mental health issues. That's, you know, people who are dealing with loved ones who are unwell, children, man, y'all. When we have special needs kids, that's a whole other level of caregiver burnout, right? And we need to talk about that, because when we do that, we give permission to other women to not feel shame around that and guilt around that. And your hysterectomy, yeah, I would. So those things, all those things that you feel like you're censoring yourself on should be part of your struggle web, right? So that struggle web, what makes you you, what makes you who you are, that's the shit that you need to be sharing up. And if you're not getting engagement on your posts, you're not being vulnerable enough. You're not hitting people right where they feel it. They're not connecting with you in some way, right? I noticed for me, body image shit, that's my jam. And those are the posts that I get the most engagement with, because those are my people, right? So Lucretia, I'm going to challenge you to post more about those things this week. I feel like I should find a couple other coaches who talk about, they are very, like, they have a lot of faith, they have very strong faith, and they share a lot about it on their social media and stuff. I just can't think, but leave it with me. I will find some to share with you. All right, we have time for one more. This is me staring awkwardly at you all.
I've made a list. I'm super nervous about this.
I am
I
so
started
freaking
today.
proud of you. Okay.
I started
Like
today.
legit today.
I got
Yeah.
Mel on the phone today. I was like, girl, I need your help.
I love it.
So yeah, I'm getting
I
my
love it.
best friend to come on and join us. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Okay, tell us your list.
My list is a lot about how hard I am on myself, I guess I could say. I have a lot of anxiety. It's kind of something that runs in the family, I guess I could call it. And I had my first panic attack last November. So that was definitely a kind of wake-up call for how I treat myself and how I talk to myself, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
And I kind of shut myself down because I always try to please everybody around me. So yeah, I forget about myself is probably one of the things I try to, because I try to please everybody, I kind of censor myself so they can hear whatever they want to hear.
Right.
So yeah, pretty much me.
That's awesome. Thank you for your bravery, by the way. Thank you for being brave and sharing that. It is, I have full body chills because I connect with that so much. And I know a lot of us on here do. I mean, even I had this discussion, like literally, like especially depending on how you were brought up and how you were shown love, and all those things really impact who you are now. And I think one of the biggest gifts we have as coaches, and especially on our team, is that we get to show other women and give permission to other women to decide to put their own needs first. And that's really powerful, right? And for you to even already have that inkling, and you literally just started today, like I can't wait to see what you share. Like it's gonna be amazing. And know that you're gonna be impacting, and the ripple effect, like that's the thing, that's the biggest thing for me, is the ripple effect of your one decision to prioritize yourself and to help other women do the same thing. Like that ripple effect is massive. It's huge. And that's really, really powerful to do. So if you didn't share tonight, I really encourage you to dig deep and to start sharing. If you made a list, take that list and start incorporating that in what you post about. It doesn't have to be like a verbal diarrhea of your deepest, darkest secrets, but take bits and pieces and share that. Turn some of those things into a reel, right? Share value about that through a reel, and you're connecting even more with people who are going through what you're going through. But when you do that, when you uncensor yourself, you decide to uncage yourself and actually step into who you are meant to be, you will be unstoppable. Every single one of you are amazing. And you have exactly everything that you need to be exactly who you want to be, who you're chasing. Brittany, I feel like I need to be in your house right now. You look like you're having the best time ever, I have to say. She's next door to you?
Hey, Todd.
That's amazing. Now we know your name, and now we are going to have to make next team call. We're going to be like, where's Todd, with little signs? Yeah, it's going to happen. It's happening. We also have like husband shirts. So, I mean, we could just get you a team shirt and you can promote us all the time. I think that'd be awesome. We should have like a husband picnic or something and they can like hang out and talk about our weird videos. All right, ladies, love you all to bits. I hope you have the best night, and I hope you decide tomorrow to choose to step into your bravery and do the things that scare you and share a little bit more about you so that you can connect with the people that you're supposed to connect with. All right. I forgot to take, wait, I gotta take a picture. Eva, are you taking a picture? You taking a boomerang or a picture? Because I looked like a total weirdo when I did that. I went, ah.
No, I took a picture and then I took like a quick little video, but I can take a boom. Boom will be better.
Let's take a boom. Let's take a boom. So that way I'm not like 8 chins in this picture. We'll tell you the story after. Okay, tell me when.
All right, everybody ready? Go for it.
So Eva and I had like a mentorship call like a couple weeks ago, and I'm all like walking in the forest. What happened?
Do it again.
Didn't work?
No.
Okay.
Okay, hands up,
hold on
Melissa.
the story.
Sorry. All right. I will promise to save it. Okay, go. It wasn't a boom, guys. So there's a reason why. Okay, boomerang. All right, last time. I'll wait till Jess is done. Okay, and go.
Amazing.
I love you, Jess. I'm sorry, girl.
I just had lemonade come through my nose. Like, what's wrong?
I don't even know what's happening.
Oh,
I just don't even know. I'm excited to see this boomerang though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited.
Well, it's like Kara ended last week like this, or with her little face. Yeah, that one.
and now I'm dying. Oh,
Sorry,
Amazing.
love. Okay, what were you
Perfect.
saying about the forest? What story are you telling?
Well, we were doing a mentorship call and I was hiking through the forest, fucking
Oh,
sweating
yeah.
my ass off. And then she takes a selfie without even telling me. And I'm like it's like from down here. It's just terrible. And then she posted it. So that's fine.
And then I took it down.
It's fine. She did.
I felt bad.
It was hilarious.
I need to.
Okay, girls. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being brave and sharing. And we'll talk tomorrow because let's be real. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, girls.
Bye.